Hey there, Toonami faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alex.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John, Beast Wars Season 2, Episode 5, Maximal No More, and Episode 6, Other Visits Part 1. Yes, we seemingly can't do a two-parter within the same episode because every show we do has odd numbers in their seasons.
Yeah, it's just never going to happen.
Correct.
So Maximal No More debuted November 23rd, 97, and Other Visits, February 8th, 1998. There was a big gap between Maximal No More and Other Visits, which is a weird place to have a break.
I have no idea what was going on at this time period to make such a big break, but I can honestly say I do see a jump in texture quality between the two episodes. I do think the second episode looks a little better for its textures. Not a lot, but a little.
It does. In the first episode, they keep forgetting to texture Dinobot, which is his little markings keep vanishing between shots.
That's true.
Yeah, which is especially awkward because we're still doubling down on the Wild West gunslinger vibes. So a lot of close-ups, a lot of kind of squinty eyes, getting ready for the big draw, and
a lot of quick strike being weird for some. Quick strike in this episode says someone talks funny, which is Rich coming from him.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, this is a very dramatic episode of Dinobot returning to the Predacons for a whole 5 minutes.
It comes out of nowhere and it leaves out of nowhere. It's a choice.
This episode makes no. So this episode is that Dinobot basically gets captured. Tarantulas goes to probe him with his big pointy stick, but nothing comes of the big pointy stick, which I'm ashamed because it's a nicely modelled big pointy stick. Then he's like, actually, I'm going to submit to Megatron because you're going to win the Beast Wars. And Megatron's then idea to prove your loyalty is kill Quick Strike.
Kill him.
How does this prove loyalty? Surely if he's still a Maximal, he'll also be down with killing Quick Strike. In no part of this has Dinobot shown any affinity for Quick Strike. I don't think they've even talked before.
No, he's just pissed that he beat him on the draw earlier in the episode. That's the start of this, kind of rivalry, I suppose. I don't know if it's a one and done rivalry. I'm trying to, I'm not as well versed, Alex, if this continues on where these two characters are at loggerheads or if it's just this one.
It's just this one. Quick Strike in general kind of doesn't matter in a lot of ways.
Mm.
It's unfortunate because I actually really like Quick Strike. I think he's very funny. But I also am the lowest common denominator for this kind of thing.
It's amazing how quickly the Fusels have just become part of the scenery. Like they're not really getting any plots. Like the big twist is that he does nothing. I love in this whole episode how Megatron is just so easily swayed by Dinobot because he's like, they have the fight, Dinobot slams Quick Strike into a wall, and then Megatron's like, finish him. And Dinobot's like, that's probably not a good idea, we should probably just keep him. And Megatron's to me like, yeah, fair enough. Like,
Yeah, I could train him up. Good point.
No, what we have learned officially is that Dinobot must be the most irresistible Cybertronian to ever exist. It's Optimus, it's Megatron, it's everybody. Everybody's like, no, we should listen to him. He's so pretty.
Yeah.
I love
That's
immediate.
Yeah.
What he does because Optimus is the same thing because like Megatron's saying like he used to betray us, and Optimus is like, yeah, but I'll give him a second chance. To be fair to Optimus, is like, I mean, if not, I have to hang around with Rat Trap in the base. So I'd rather be betrayed than have to play board games with Rat Trap. It balances out.
Speaking of Rat Trap, it has one of my favorite final shots, sequences, whatever, to close out an episode of Beast Wars, which is to say, as we pointed out last week, Dinobot riding Rat Trap like a Mario Kart vehicle, but just down a set of convenient steps.
Yeah.
And it goes over the credits as well. You hear the ow, ow. It's such a clap. You know, it makes me sad. You had it earlier. You showed when we started. You have the Beast Wars game. I'm so sad it's not a kart racer. Why is it not a kart racer? I did look it up.
Yeah. This is the latest acquisition for the collection. Transformers, Beast Wars, Transmetals. So that's how you know it's at least season 2. It's not a kart racer.
Done.
Not a kart racer.
Honestly, the centerpiece fight sequence, the duel, kind of made me feel like, if anything, it's more like Primal Rage or something.
Okay. That I'm not mad at that at all. Like that's kind of fun.
It did remind me kind of a Soul Calibur fight. I was kind of waiting for Megatron to be like, the dance of dinosaurs and scorpions. Only one can fear the true heart. Da-la-da-da-da.
But yes, Dinobot is out here making fools of everyone's hearts, except for Rat Trap, who never trusted him to begin with, except kind of a little bit, maybe.
Rat Trap likes him, but he likes the friction. This episode is mostly focused on the golden discs again, which I do like the intro sequence. We get them linking all of the alien stuff together as different symbols on the disc, which is totally, we thought of this from the start, guys, totally had this idea right from the beginning, because there is one of them, it's the Stonehenge we see. The symbol they have for the Stonehenge is a bit of a stretch. Like, they're like, yeah, sure, if you stretch it and twist it 80 degrees, maybe it looks kind of... You didn't plan for this, guys. But now we're doing the whole thing. But yeah, and then Megatron's whole thing is I want both of the golden discs, because his new plan is to change history.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a glimpse of it with the ghost of Starscream, right?
Yeah.
He knows what's coming. He knows that the Decepticons, or in this case Predacons, are not up for a good future. I love the beginning of the second episode because the symbols that appear on the screen on the disc remind me of like if I was playing Myst or something of that caliber.
Does have real Myst energy.
Yeah. It's
Like
very
to the point
nice.
where, like the sound effects are there, and it's just like,
They
okay.
love UIs, because these two episodes have like two long extended UI shots. Like it's first one is Tigatron on his laptop. No, Dinobot on his laptop. And then the second one is Rhinox's screen. Yeah, they've discovered how to make a UI in Blender.
And it's a good looking UI for the 90s. Like I'm not mad at this UI. Like it gave me a lot of nostalgia because I remembered, like you said, Myst or other games that had that kind of weird little like numing PowerPoint-esque UI.
Yeah, like anything made by like any of the interactive story games of the time. I suppose the latter Monkey Island games would kind of have something similar to that too. Um,
Kind of made me think of
Indiana Jones,
Gex,
The Fate
Enter
of
the Gecko.
Atlantis would have with Gex, sure. Um, yeah, just any puzzle game where it's like match the symbols or put the symbols in the correct order. It's like, oh, okay, I know this. Alone in the Dark, fine, cool. We're here we are.
Or gave me like a Phantasmagoria vibe as well, a little bit, just because of how the things were stretching and moving. It's like, oh, we have multiple windows. Look at us.
Hopefully, less sexual violence.
Hopefully a lot less sexual violence. Phantasmagoria is a game that goes places.
Yeah. Harvester was another kind of messed up.
Like how we're all flashing back to games that are infinitely older than people who are listening to these videos.
Oh, sure.
Look, all I'm gonna say is Phantasmagoria was slightly before people took age rating seriously, so I played that game far too young.
Yeah. It's available now on GOG.
It is, and it runs at speed.
It runs a little bit, maybe. Hey, it's no Phantasmagoria 2.
Oh, you gotta put a rat under a couch, though. Talking of references, when Dinobot is on his laptop, we get more Cybertronics, a language of Cybertronians, which is all translatable. It translates to "They killed Kenny, those bastards." This is kind of impressive because South Park only debuted 3 months before this episode came out, which gives you an impression of how close to deadline they were finishing some of these animations.
That's kind of crazy to think about, getting all of this done within 3 months. That's nuts.
And this might be like the first South Park reference in non-topical media as well, which is weird to think about.
Can we talk about like Inferno jump scares in this episode?
I keep forgetting that Inferno in ant form isn't ant-sized. He's massive.
Yeah, he's just a giant ant. It's like playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, or them, watching the movie Them.
It's always funny though when he sneaks up on people somehow. It's like, how does nobody notice this?
Yeah, he's huge. And he's even huge in robot form. He's bigger than a couple of them too. He's like a big clunky dude with giant fangs who loves his queen very much.
And which Dinobot finally comments on and Megatron gets a bit embarrassed about. I quite like that scene.
Finally, Dinobot's just like, hey, man, what?
It's made for me by the little glance Megatron makes after, because it's totally oh, you got me monologuing, you absolute asshole. For a moment, he's so incensed he forgot what's going on. It's like, oh wait, no, shut up! I'm threatening you.
Inferno,
I'm very scary.
well, Inferno gets both of the stealthy kind of things in these episodes, right? He ambushes our heroes in the first episode, and in the second episode, he leads the infiltration of the Maximal ship, and it's only because he can burrow underground. That's all he has.
He gets
Everybody
a
else can
Rhinox
fly
kit.
now.
I think Inferno has the highest body count so far this season.
Hmm.
He scrapped Rhinox. He's basically scrapped Dinobot. Like, he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, Inferno is here to really like kick ass and take names this season. It's kind of fun.
Mm.
But we also get to see what Tigatron and Airazor have been up to.
Being weird.
Being weird.
Other Visits is such an odd episode. They find that basically they've written, okay, all these are how to work out what's an alien site and what's not. E.g., look for something that looks weird.
Mhm.
So they find that Airazor and Tigatron are going to it, and they get caught by a plant. Evil Dead style. We get like the low floor cameras, the vines grab them. But like 2 seconds before they get grabbed, they start flirting like really hard. As in, like, we need this to be a tragic moment, so we're going to have Tigatron suddenly go like, I think you're hot. It's like, Tigatron, calm down!
Yeah. Like we're getting some romantic developments. It's while on the road, it is an odd episode, John. There's like a giant space laser. There's a lot of stuff that happens.
It's an odd episode. We try and do the Uranus and Neptune thing, but it doesn't work because Tigatron hasn't really been established as being much of a lover. But the problem with this episode for me is that we have the massive plant ship the plant that captures you, fires you into space, and then brings down a big fleshy dome, which is nice and fleshy.
Nice and fleshy.
Nice and fleshy. 10 out of 10. I appreciate a good fleshy dome. But the problem is, we do it via all these weird, odd-angled close-ups. So, like, at the very end, when it forms the thing to catch the dome, I could not work out what was going on first viewing, because we see it from all sorts of oblique angles and zoomed in. Like, it's very hard to work out what's going on.
There's part 2 next week.
There is part 2 next week where you're going to find out exactly what happened. But yeah, it is kind of wild to have a bird tiger romance come out of nowhere only to be taken apart by the power of tentacles. Like, there's something very weird about the whole pacing of that scene.
It happens so quickly. Like, Tigatron stops being chased for 10 seconds and gets killed for it. Like, he gets Jason Voorhees. He had sex near the plant, and that's it.
That's what I was going to say. It's very Friday the 13th, right? Like, we're showing sexual interest in someone. Well, clearly we have to die now. It is very slasher movie-esque. We're shifting genres.
It is quite scary. Like, there is a decent bit of terror, and you get them sort of screaming when they're being held up, which is quite cool.
Reaching for my spark will find you. My spark will find you.
What makes that tonal shift all the more jarring is the fact that the episode starts with a Rock'em Sock'em robot sequence.
Yes! Inferno gets punched so hard his head comes off.
Yep. Not for the first time, and it will not be the last.
Literally, my note there is, Inferno, someone just died.
A man just died.
Yeah, it's something that kind of comes out of nowhere, for viewers at home. The Predacons infiltrate the Maximal ship because, Inferno's a master of stealth. And
like all ants.
Yeah, and they get into him in literal profile fisticuffs that results in a head pop.
Yes, this is to get the second disc. So Megatron now has both, which he stores them inside himself, and I'm not entirely sure how the physics of that are working because the discs are bigger than his torso. Please tell me at some point Megatron is going to fall down and the disc going to fire out of him like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Complete with sound effect.
Yeah, I will accept this twist if that's the result.
Yeah.
Listen, clearly you haven't been on Archive of Our Own if you need to understand the physics of how something is fitting in a transformer.
It's bigger on the inside.
We're going to get to fitting. We're going to get to fitting into things in a minute. There's some. I do like the Tarantulas bit though, because the Tarantulas basically comes back and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I don't like you, Megatron, but you need me." And I like the fact we're finally paying off that everyone's like, "Oh yeah, no, we do kind of need you around because you are the most efficient member of this crew."
He has 2 doctorates. He's one of the other non-humanities majors who actually finished school.
Yeah, became important at my job. Now my life is miserable.
Now I've got to summon aliens who knock us all out.
Yeah.
Because, but talking of romance, we also get a weird Black Arachne has now got something for Silverbolt. Apparently, she just drops it when she's in the Maximal base, like, "Oh, that hunky wolf." It's like, calm down.
So
Tigatron died for this.
If I were to tell you that that's going to continue, how would you feel?
I don't mind Transformers romance. It's just weird that rather than showing that, she just randomly says it and is like, okay.
I think between this Airazor and Tigatron, just loving it's mating season for our Cybertronian friends.
There's something in the Maximal ship.
Oh no. Don't let Rhinox find out about it. He'll go on another shroom trip.
That's it. Rhinox is putting ayahuasca in the water supply, and it's causing everyone to go a bit weird.
Putting ayahuasca in the water supply is crazy.
Also, I'm implying that the Transformers have a water supply to do what with? Who knows? Well, Megatron has baths.
Megatron takes a bath. He'll be soaking into his protoform.
Yeah, you could put ayahuasca in Energon, because apparently you can put Energon in just about anything, or Energon does everything in the Transformers world apparently. Like, do we need an Energon beam to immobilize our Transformers? Yes, because that's what happens in this episode. It's basically, it's more than kryptonite. It's whatever it needs to be.
See, it's fun. Energon is always fun because it is not just the blood of Cybertronians, it's also their food, and it also is their weakness. Kind of like vampires, if you think about it too hard.
Oh no. Oh no.
They're all robotic vampires.
Oh, it gets worse.
The blood of Cybertron. I do. Just a quick aside. I do love when Megatron is distracting Rhinox. It's like a Looney Tunes level of guns that are pointed at him in an instant.
Yeah, and then Rhinox uses speaker feedback to annoy him. Again, we just did the Uranus and Neptune, my heart will find you here, dying is worth it if I get to be with you. And now Rhinox is here doing his Looney Tunes act.
You know, it's the principle of kids can handle anything as long as things have a happy ending. Kids can handle anything as long as you end it on an upbeat note, you know?
That is true, but I also do like to think Rhinox is aware of what has happened and he's just kind of happy about it. Finally, he's gone. Time for me to be the funny one.
Time for me to be the comic relief.
I've got a tight 5 minutes, Optimus. Let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch Rhinox's Type 5. I'm not even kidding with you. I would watch that Type 5.
What I didn't realize this episode is that when Optimus is in flying mode as well, his head is like this now bright blue, and it just looks very, very odd. Is he wearing headphones? It looks like he's wearing headphones all the time.
I think they're trying to give you that iconic Optimus head shape without it being effective because he has a monkey face.
Which you see in every opening title sequence.
You see every opening title sequence, that monkey face.
You see him die in every opening title sequence, which is especially funny to me. It's like, we will not let Optimus live down that he is dead.
Yeah, but he is now an undead abomination, as most Cybertronians become eventually.
Yeah.
Well, how many times does Optimus pull the Jesus trick?
In general, like
which one are we talking about? Beating up the moneylenders or healing the sick?
You can do both. They're not mutually exclusive.
I'm saying, which Jesus trick? He's had a couple of tricks.
I meant more in this case, coming back from the dead.
Optimus dies a lot. Optimus dies way more than Goku ever has. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. Like, he comes back, but he dies a lot.
I mean, I always find it funny in this that this is still the same Optimus, when, like, not really. It's just Optimus's memories in a new body. This is the transporter problem all over again. That's not the same Optimus. That's a different Optimus.
What is the continuation of consciousness? What is the nature of a man? Is it the
What is
body
a
or is it
man?
the
A miserable pile of secrets.
Yeah, I would argue this is even the same Rhinox because of his whole trip. I think there's a different cast here. I think it should be Optimus too.
The only one who's the same is Dinobot. Like Dinobot's the only one who is the same person.
As Fallout has taught us, Dinobot never changes.
See, the question so quick sidebar. This reminds me of this Thomas the Tank Engine thing that was like a very Ship of Theseus question.
Oh,
It's like, how many parts of me get replaced and I am still me, you know? Like the Ship of Theseus, but for Optimus Prime. How do we feel about this?
Does it mean we can eventually get him back to his old, less creepy face? Because I'm for it.
That might take a little bit of extra money on the part of Mainframe Entertainment.
I'm trying to think like if there's any other metamorphosis that comes out after like season 2. Because the transmetal stuff is the big one for this season.
Yeah.
And not even everybody doesn't get it either.
Hey, don't worry about it. We're gonna get to the clone stuff in season 3. Season 3 is about clones and weird science.
Yeah. There's a shot in episode 5 this week where speaking of just weird shots, when Dinobot pledges fealty to Megatron again, it cuts to a shot of the rest of the Predacons, and they're like in front of the weirdest, cheapest 90s background, just like, oh, like and perfectly in a line, of course, because you got to show them all off.
They're all holding it. It's like Gmod. It really looks like they've been posting Gmod. Talking of clones, by the way, you'll notice a cameo in the very first episode here. Dinobot has the skin of his clone on his wall in his quarters.
He does.
Which, that's a strong interior design choice. Like,
look, he killed and ate him fair and square. He's going to keep the hide of his enemies, which implies that if he kills anybody else, he's keeping parts of them.
I mean, he might struggle though, because if he kills him in robot form, how's he going to nail it to the wall? It's something that's metal. Like, he's lucky the dinosaur only had dinosaur bits, because that makes it easier to mount.
Well, obviously, the way you do it is with that screw bit sword he has. You just jam it through.
Oh, I love, because he gives over his sword to Megatron in this episode, and the sword, every shot is a different length. It's like, whoop, whoop. Oh dear. So these 2 episodes we have to bring up are the weirdest things in the world in Japan, because Japan hit some very hard problems dubbing these. So first, Rat Trap's food update. Sato-san is having eel pie, so he must be from London.
What?
Sato-san, what he sniffs is Sato-san's having eel pie, and eel pie and liquor, classic London Cockney dish. Put some Chaz and Dave on. But okay, so
can I have a bit of unagi?
What is this?
That's brilliant.
Oh no, upsetting.
So Japan decides, sees these 2 episodes and goes, you know what these episodes are missing? Game jokes.
Oh.
So when
no.
Megatron says kill Rat Trap in Japan, he won't shut up. Rat Trap's like, oh, you have no honor, you will not kill me. Then near the end, Rat Trap goes, penetrate me gently, I've heard it hurt the first time. Obviously, it's slightly softer probably in the non-translate in Japanese, but that is still the wording. Yeah. Then Tigatron and Airazor. See, the Japanese saw Airazor and went, that's a boy. Airazor has been male this entire time. And because Tigatron is kind of this sort of jokey samurai character who talks in haikus, they hit a problem with this episode because they've just kind of been like a Master Ward, Lone Wolf and Cub thing going on. So at the start of this episode, Airazor just outwardly starts flirting for zero reason, calling him T-chan. And Tigatron is this very like, please stop doing that. That's very odd. It's very odd behavior. But when they get attacked by the vines, Airazor starts doing the romantic thing, and Tigatron basically comes out, being like, oh, I've always loved you. So this is a weird, like, coming out scene done, like, if you see the Japanese, they're trying to fit dialogue in at the rate of knots to try and cover what's going on here, because we're not editing it out. So Tigatron basically has to suddenly have this whole monologue about how he's always loved Airazor, the boy, Even though he is, his master. It's so you thought it was painful in the American. It's even more painful in Japan.
I always knew that deep down Transformers was a BL.
I think it really tells you like how little the Japanese team cared for Beast Wars, and that we're not even going to try and we don't do visual edits. Just full stop. We don't do them. If something is this broken, we will just write around it, and they're dead, so we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Well,
they're dead enough for us not have to pick up on this plot point when they come back.
Oh man, wait for the Rebus to come in.
I thought you said Reba. I thought that the sitcom country singer.
No, Rebus.
Wait for Reba to come in. She'll fix everything.
You know what? Reba, if she voiced a Transformer in anything, it would have to be in Beast Wars, and I would want her to be Quickstrike.
She shouldn't voice it. She should just get like stock audio and splice of her and splice it together poorly.
There's enough episodes. You could do it.
Megatron
or of Beast Wars.
Reba.
Both. We could dub Reba with Beast Wars. I'm not agreeing to edit that. That would be far too long, and I'd have to watch Reba. So no.
I had a college roommate that watched Reba all the time, all the damn time.
And just finally, one reason there may be a little bit of issue with the Tigatron thing in the US is because it was part of a cut plot line. Originally, the plant was going to taunt them closer using a pod with a blank in it. So that's why they approach it just like idiots, going, "Oh, this is weird. Let's walk at it." It's because originally it was meant to be like, "Oh, we have to save the pod, and then we get beamed."
Yeah,
we get Miku beamed.
Yeah.
However, there were too many assets already in this episode, and we could not make another one. It was going to crash the whole computer.
that plant is too much. Also, I do like the idea that then, if that happened, their teleport beam would have also just got a random blank.
But yeah.
Sir, a tiger, a bird, and a corpse have arrived.
A tiger, a bird, and a corpse walk into an alien spaceship.
DoorDash in the Transformers universe is getting weird.
But
still got to pay exorbitantly, of course.
Of course, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay through the nose for that DoorDash.
Got a tip, or they'll bring you another corpse.
Yeah.
The corpse is gonna eat your food. As we get close to the end, what are our final thoughts, my friend?
I mean,
you did briefly, but after you said corpse, which made it amusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's this entire season's been kind of goofy. I mean, even by Beast Wars standards, but I'm here for it. Very curious to see where this alien subplot goes next. But yeah, it's been interesting seeing Rhinox and Dinobot step up in these episodes.
Yeah, this episode's getting back to what I like, which is hilarious randomness. We feel like we've finally got a storyline for this season, only 5 episodes in. It is slightly annoying how seemingly the Transmetal upgrade and the Fusors have just become just something now. I kind of thought they'd play more into this plot, but a nice fact we've all finally remembered, oh right, there are aliens and they are trying to kill us. Probably should do something about that. I'm very excited to see where Other Visits Part 2 goes, considering it's an interesting cliffhanger with everyone dead in a massive dome.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's dead in a massive dome. Our favorite way to start a vacation, right? But yeah, I think that now that we've gotten past the point where we need to sell the new toys, now we get to jump back into the plot. At least it's how it feels to me. It's like, okay, we got the Transmetals out, we got the new characters out, the board is fully stacked where it needs to be stacked, and now we can do the plot. The commercial is over, kids. But I am very excited to get into the second half of this 2-parter, because it is going to get weird, and we will never do a 2-parter in the same episode. That's just going to be our thing. But that does mean that we have pulled into our final destination. That's right. It is time for us to disembark from Toonami Absolution. We want to thank you once again for joining us and talking about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. We have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Bang.
Roll out.
Roll out.